Hello and welcome to another episode of Umineko.
Hi.
We try to get all of our tangents out before this recording, so hopefully there's going to be a
I
little
mean,
less.
unrelated. Yeah, unrelated tangents at least.
Yeah. We're still going to be arguing about what's going on in the game.
Arguing? Maybe not.
It depends.
That'd be strong word.
Depends if I say something that you're like really like, Eliza, what the fuck? What did you just say?
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, alright. This is Rosa talking.
Rosa, yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting for you.
Uh-huh.
I was
This is
waiting.
Rosa talking.
Yeah.
You're voicing
Oh
Rosa.
no, Ava, I meant. God, I'm tired.
She's tired. This way? Go this way? There. Inviting you to go this way.
Exclamation point. My heart leapt. Because there, gaping wide, was an open mouth in the eerie darkness.
What's this? What is this?
When I strained my eyes, peering into the darkness, I saw something that looked like a light switch. In addition, there was a switch with open and close written on it. Where the fuck? What the fuck? When I resolutely pressed the switch, rough lights like you'd find in a coal mine turned on sporadically, making a staircase that stretched underground come hazily into view. Eerily enough, it looked even more gloomy with the lights turned on. Near the light switch was that open and close switch. It would probably open or close this, but if that open part happened to be broken, I might be shut away in this creepy underground area for all eternity. So for the time being, I didn't touch the switch. And as I readied my guns again, I slowly went down the stairs. Remember when I joked about the island's nuclear missile silo?
Mm-hmm. Vaguely? No?
It was something along those lines, I think.
Did you?
Maybe, I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
The
The
ce-
forgetter.
the ceiling was very high, so it didn't feel cramped. On the contrary, it felt as though a cool breeze was blowing upwards, and that creepiness seemed to form a sort of aura. As I readied my gun and carefully stared forwards, I descended the stairs. The walls, the stairs, the lights, all of them were very old-fashioned. It was easy to suspect that this had been built back when the mansion had been constructed on this island. There were cracks in the ceiling, and water clung to the walls, constantly dripping down. That water fell into a gutter that had been set up alongside the stairs, and then quickly and silently flowed into the underground darkness, as though it was telling me to go faster. The staircase kept turning back on itself. I don't know how far down I've gone, but I think it's much deeper than one floor. Eventually, a rough metal door showed itself, and there, characters had been written in a dark red paint. They had probably been written a long time ago. On the 10th twilight at Journey's End, you shall attain to the power of the Golden Land's treasures once and for the last time. My heart, which is already about to explode, jumped about even more as I recognized those deep red characters. There's no mistake. This is the last stop. Father's Golden Land. I calmed my throbbing heart, somehow regained my composure, and readied my gun again. But since in the end I couldn't open the door with my gun held in both hands, I lowered the gun, carefully hid my breathing, and opened the door. Oh,
This place is...
my first impression when I saw the room was that it might be linked to one of the rooms in the mansion. That's right, it had exactly the same atmosphere about it as the sealed VIP room on the second floor. But this was underground, so there were no windows. There was only the solemn light of a grand chandelier. But even though it was dimly lit by that faint light, the quality of the interior was more than enough to take your breath away. A bed with a canopy and a rocking chair that looked like it would be comfortable to sit in. An extravagant sofa and carpet. With a mountain of gold bars peeking out. The room was like a dream every girl yearns for at least once. And yet, since it was an underground hidden room with no windows, it felt more like the hidden house of a witch. I never swallowed the legend of Beatrice, Witch of the Forest. However, after being shown this room, it certainly became hard to doubt that she actually had existed and had lived in this room.
Is someone there?
Even though I was completely shocked by this room, I timidly searched the interior with my gun raised. And at the back of the room I found it.
Eek.
My gasp came out strangely, like a bunny being choked. After all, after finding something like this, no one will be able to stop that kind of stupid voice from leaking out.
It's here. It's really here. Father's gold.
On the opposite side of the canopy bed, it was piled up in a massive heap. It was a mountain of gold ingots. Of course, they weren't piled up carelessly in a way that would damage the dignity of this room. A beautiful scarlet satin weave was laid on the mountain of gold, creating a beautiful three-colored mix between the red, the gold, and the black of the deep darkness. It was as though when the witch slept on this bed, the gold would be a respectful chamberlain waiting on her, nobly, refinedly, gracefully, beautifully. It was attentively piled there with an imposing air. When I tried to grab a single gold ingot, I was surprised at its weight. It was probably about 10 kilograms. Just this ingot would probably be worth more than 10 million. The Uchinomiya family crest, the one-winged eagle, was lightly imprinted on it. It was hard to tell whether I had worn away, or whether the impression had been made carelessly in the first place. But it was certainly the crest of the one-winged eagle. Just how many ingots were piled up there? By doing a quick count here and there, and judging by the height, there had to be a few hundred at least. My mind's already gone blank, so I can't do the math that well. Sorry, my throat's been drying up.
It's okay.
Ugh. Even a moderate guess would put it at above several billion yen.
That's right, of course. After all, there's 10 tons of gold, right? At the current value, that's more than 20 billion yen of gold. And I found it. Before anyone else, I found it.
So are they gonna explain the riddle, or is that just gonna be a mystery forever?
It's gonna be a mystery. For now.
Okay, because if we went through the rest of this game and they didn't even explain the riddle, I'd be so pissed.
Awesome. It'd be awesome.
In front of the mountain.
So funny.
It would be hilarious, but I'd be so angry.
He made up the riddle, but he just didn't want to write the answer.
He's like, I don't fucking know. Have you read this shit? It makes no sense. In front of the mountain of gold, I spread my arms and looked up at the ceiling. A laugh without a trace of dignity flowed out from my entire body. I had no intention of laughing in a weird way, but I couldn't hold back the happy feeling that was flowing through me. And my older brother probably wouldn't accept his loss just because I found this gold. But from now on, there would be no change in the fact that I had been the one to find it. To steal away the headship of the family, some more subtle bargaining would probably still be required. But after everything I've gone through until now, that's a completely trivial problem. Even if I lose out on the Uchinomiya family headship, I already have 20 billion yen worth of gold.
Sometimes I thought that money is such a worthless thing. I thought there were so many things in this world you can't buy with money. But now I see that's just a lie. Just an excuse that the have-nots make for themselves. In front of this mountain of gold, I finally realized something so obvious. By using this money, I can give birth to all the happiness in the world. With this money, my husband's company is already saved. We will always be happy as a family. And I can even leave a vast sum of money to George. The rest of the relatives will eventually be ruined and disappear. At that time, George will use this gold, and just like grandfather did, he will revive the Ushiromiya family's lost honor. George is the true successor to the Ushiromiya family.
It happened! My wish was granted! That dream I have wished for ever since I was born into this world as Ushiromiya Eva has been granted completely at this very moment! My husband and I will be happy for all eternity, and I can also give my only son George eternal happiness. There's no way I'll waste it on foolish pleasures. My older brother has chewed the Ushiromiya family to bits, but George and I will revive it. And that means I truly have succeeded the Ushiromiya family headship.
I was successful. I did it, honey. And George, your mother, finally succeeded. No one will be able to threaten us now. Ah! Ah!
That's right. After this, never again will we be smothered by sad nights.
Congratulations, me. Congratulations, Shiromiya Eva. Right here, right now, the sad half of our life will have its heart's desire granted. It's all thanks to you. I was given this chance because of your magic. Because of that chance, I was able to make it here. Thank you. But my magic wouldn't have been granted if we both didn't believe in each other. So, it isn't just the power of my magic. This is our victory. Because of that, congratulations. Us.
When's the other shoe gonna drop?
Thank you, me. Thank you, Shiromiya Eva. I'm glad I didn't give in before now. I'm glad that I didn't drown in sorrow and forget to keep struggling. No, this is my magic. Our magic. Your magic was the real thing. Beatrice, the witch of the forest, is nothing more than an illusion. You are the real witch, a wielder of real magic. That's right. Right now, you are the golden witch, Beatrice.
What? Is she okay? She's going. It sounds like she's having a breakdown. Ava decided to leave for the time being. When she climbed the stairs again, trying to leave the secret place, she saw a creepy, swaying human shadow blocking her path, and her dreamlike state was blown away.
Who is it?
For an instant, she believed that the true master of this room, the real Beatrice, had appeared. It seemed that the other person was also holding a gun. The two of them were pointing guns at each other. And eventually they realized who the other was.
Rosa?
Nason? What are you doing in a place like this?
That's my line. What business do you have in such a place?
I shouldn't have given you that hint, Nason. If I hadn't, I definitely would have been the first to reach this place. Too bad. It seemed that Rosa knew where the staircase went, and was waiting ahead of her.
You should talk, even though I reached this place before you.
I worried too much about the Sweetfish River. That Sweetfish part didn't really matter that much at all, did it?
That isn't true. It was an excellent hint, wasn't it? Well, of course, maybe there's no need for it to be sweetfish. But when I heard that sweetfish are fish that go out into the sea, I was able to figure it out.
What's inside?
Why not see with your own eyes? It definitely won't betray your expectations.
Don't be afraid, Nason. I never had any interest in who becomes the head. I don't even care about the Ushinomiya family name. Honestly, I actually feel good about you stealing the headship from Kraus Nissan, who was always swaggering around because of it.
Are you serious?
Shit, for real? Damn! Of course. I'm the outsider of the Ushinomiya siblings. Even if Father had named me as the next head, there's no way Nissan would accept it. I try not to have such naive dreams. Let me see too, Nason. This proof of your victory. As long as I receive the proper portion that the siblings agree upon, I plan to proactively acknowledge you as the true victor in this game.
If you shoot me, then you'll have this gold all to yourself, won't you?
The same goes for you. If you shoot me, this gold will be all yours. For a tense moment, the sisters pointed their guns at each other. Eventually, after they sized up the glint in the other's eyes, they lowered their guns. Ava removed her finger from the trigger and held the gun upside down. It was a position that she couldn't quickly shoot from. When she saw that, Rosa held hers the same way. Alright, now draw!
That's right. That plan of shooting the other and having all the gold to ourselves is attractive for both of us. But if one of us suddenly disappeared on this island while it's isolated by the typhoon, there would be a huge uproar. If we hid the corpse here, it probably wouldn't be found easily, but we couldn't be sure.
No matter how many billion yen worth of gold is on the line, it isn't worth the risk of committing murder. On the contrary, that would give Kraus Nissan and the others ammunition to ring us for all we're worth. Jesus Christ.
I agree. It may have been a blessing in disguise that you're the one who showed up, instead of Nissan or Rudel. You're the sibling I trust most.
Thank you. And you're the sibling I trust most, Nae-san. Alright, who's gonna shoot first? Okay, I want to see the gold too.
Wanna have a peek? Now I feel like seeing it again too. Even though I saw it with my own eyes, it still doesn't feel real. Unless I see it together with you and confirm once more that it actually exists. It feels like the gold will turn to fog and disappear.
A soaking wet battler appears at the top of the staircase. I found out the riddle! I found out the answer! Oh, you guys already found it out. Oh, never mind. Ava started descending the staircase once more. However, she didn't carelessly expose her back to Rosa. Even though, at a glance, it looked like Rosa had lowered her guard, she definitely didn't show any sign of carelessness. Then, they reached that room with the witch once more. Rosa also gasped, stunned speechless by the vast amount of gold. Rosa and Ava walked absent-mindedly through the rose garden. They had left the guest house secretly, so they had to be careful when they returned. It was time to snap to it and keep their guards up. Congratulations, Nae-san.
Thank you.
You decided, didn't you, Nae-san? 50% goes to the one bearing the title as successor to the headship? Certainly worked out well for you. Now that portion isn't Kraus Nissan's. So your share is now 50% along with a quarter of the rest for a total of 12.5 billion yen. Isn't that incredible? 2.5 billion is enough for me. Rudolph Nissan won't complain either. Kraus Nissan will probably be the only one to complain.
Yeah, you're right. After all, Nissan is the de facto manager of Rokkenjima, and since the gold was on these premises, even though I was the first to discover it, things might get complicated if I don't handle it cleverly.
I hope this takes a hard cut and it turns into like a Phoenix Wright game.
Yeah.
That'd be so funny. Like, no more magic, none of that stuff. It's just full hardcore legal shit. It won't get complicated. Didn't we give it our all in that discussion last night with that in mind?
I wonder if it will really go that smoothly. I've already completely gotten over my excitement. How we manage everything from here on is the real problem.
That's a problem for the new head of the Ushiromiya family. A problem for you to enjoy, Nei-san. There's nothing to do with me. I'm fucking chilling over here.
That's some big talk coming from you.
I'll support you as the second discoverer if you at least give me the early payment we decided on. I like 150 million yen by March.
Yes, that will be fine. If you support me, I'll graciously pay you that much. I'm not Nissan.
Anyway, why don't we go and shock Nissan and the others? Even if we cover up the actual location, I want to see Kraus Nissan's shocked face as soon as I can.
Wait a second, Rosa. Wait a while before telling everyone about it.
Hold on. Oh god. Rosa, Rosa and Ava are slowly starting to match the second Twilight description. This is the close. This is the closest I've seen any of these fucking siblings. Huh? Why?
You idiot. Isn't it obvious? This is that haughty Kraus Nissan and that sly Rudolph we're talking about. Even if we do announce it eventually, it's certainly too early now. Unless we carefully investigate how to make our next move. It's possible that all of the gold we've finally found will be snatched away by Nissan.
Ava thought she was saying something extremely natural. So when she saw Rosa's expression suddenly cloud over, she was a little surprised.
What are you unsatisfied about? You know what kind of a person Kraus Nissan is.
Nay, son, that's against the rules.
What do you mean?
Didn't we make a rule that whoever found the gold would announce it immediately? If you hesitate, the foundation of the rules will be destroyed, and that could lead to something worse in the future. With Kraus Nissan as crafty as he is, that violation of the rules will come back to bite you.
Don't be stupid. This is Nissan's island. And that gold just now wasn't cash. We're talking about the liquidation of a vast 10-ton mountain, right? It will take a significant amount of time to carry it off and turn it into cash. And that will only work in Nissan's favor, since he has practical control over this island. Don't you even realize that?
I don't like it when you search out each other's weaknesses like that. All I want is to reach a clear decision regarding my 2.5 billion portion. Of course, if you're giving me 2.5 billion in cash right now, you'd be free to continue negotiating however you like. But until I have my share in my own pocket, I will follow the siblings' rules.
How can you be so naive? You don't understand Nissan's craftiness at all.
It wasn't that Rosa didn't understand the craftiness of her older siblings. In that sense, Rosa more or less understood why Ava was being so cautious. But in her heart, what the fuck? She couldn't clear away her suspicion that Ava wanted to keep all of the gold to herself, because she knew that Ava was at least as crafty as her other siblings. In other words, Rosa wanted to put a stop to any chance Ava had to keep all the gold all to herself. She goes in, and in full little youngest sibling energy, just, Ava found the gold!
Yeah.
By quickly informing the siblings of the gold's discovery.
Rosa, sorry, but at least listen to me this once.
Are you saying that if I don't listen to you, what you say, you won't be able to give me that 150 million?
That isn't the way I wanted to say it. But if you really need that money, supporting me is a more realistic option. If you talk to Nissan and Rudolph, even the portion that's your natural right might disappear. You don't want that, do you?
I'm imagining a version of Umineko set present day, where Battler's a gamer, and he's talking about the Fallout New Vegas DLC Dead Money, and he's like, yeah, at the end, you're not supposed to be able to take all the gold at the end, because the whole part, the whole thing, reason, the whole message behind this DLC is that greed drives people to do horrible stuff, and letting go is sometimes the best option. And all the all the fucking siblings are like, "You're a fucking idiot. Why shouldn't I get the gold? I worked hard for it." Fowler's just sitting here like, God, you guys, you're missing the point completely. You guys are what the game is warning us about. Though I will be honest, this game just makes me want to play Dead Money again. For a while, a severe expression that she'd never shown to her sister before roasted Rose's face. There wasn't even a trace of her restraint as a younger sister. There was just the ruthlessness. No, the seriousness of a single human arguing about a vast sum of wealth. Ava made light of it, chuckling.
My. How careless we must be to stand around here talking like this. Even though a frightful murder case has just taken place, and the culprit might still be on this island.
I'm sure it was just the servants play acting. There were no murders on this island in the first place.
Oh? So, you do think that after all?
The circumstances surrounding the 6 deaths shows us that clearly. A crime from the outside couldn't possibly have created the 6 closed rooms. Dr. Nanjo said they were all dead, but that was a lie too. This is all a complicated act that Father cooked up. All the servants are just playing dead. A murder never occurred in the first place. There's no way that there's a murderer prowling around. That makes it wild that Rosa even considered shooting Ava.
Yeah. Huh. I'm surprised you noticed. You looked pretty scared, so I didn't think you'd figured out so much.
I'm good at reading the mood of a situation. I got you to thank for training me so well. That's right. Come to think of it, now that the servants are dead, almost everyone on this island is a member of the Ushiromiya family. And then there's Nanjo. As for Nanjo, he proclaimed the deaths of the servants. But when the relatives began to discuss the riddle of the epitaph, he disappeared off to the second floor as if he didn't want to get in the way. All of it was an act to get us to try and solve the epitaph. And that's why you need to announce that that you're the victor, Ne-san. There's no way that burnt corpse was really Father. He got a corpse with the right number of toes from somewhere, and went to all the trouble of burning it in that creepy way of his so we would see it. Insane! I'm sure he's hiding somewhere, watching to see how we'll behave. I'll bet he already knows we've reached the golden land, Ne-san. That's why you should announce that you're the winner soon. I'm sure Father will appear out of nowhere to applaud you and proclaim that you're his successor. Then again, I've still got to pester you for that 150 million, so I can't stand against you in any way.
So you'll listen to what I say and keep quiet about this to Nissan and the rest. Make your position clear, Rosa.
I want to tell them. We made that rule just last night. We shouldn't just throw it away.
Of course, I will announce in front of the siblings. However, I want to closely analyze this situation first. We've got to carry out 10 tons of gold, convert it into money, and distribute it fairly. Until I have proof that I can do all that without Nissan getting in the way, I want some time to think. I only want to postpone my announcement until then. I'm certainly not keeping a secret because I want it all for myself.
You'll definitely announce it to everyone sooner or later, right?
Yes, of course. Even I want to rub it in Nissan's face as soon as I can.
But how much time do you need to think?
I won't know that until I've thought about it.
Will one night be enough?
I can't promise you that it'll only take one night.
Out of respect for you, the successor, I'll support you for one night. This year's family conference will end tomorrow morning when the typhoon passes and a boat comes to get us. That's right. When the seagulls cry. I will remain silent until then. If you still feel that you need more time to think about that, after that, then we'll cross that bridge when we get there, okay? I'll support your position to the best of my ability.
You really are cunning, aren't you? I'm surprised. Were you always this resilient?
Well, my entire family abused me. I had to learn at least some tricks. I guess it's true that women become stronger when they have a child. I realized that in myself when I had Maria.
Understood. For the time being, thanks for your cooperation. We can talk about tomorrow when it comes.
Yes, that's right. I'm convinced that you become a fair-minded successor to the headship. One who'd never even consider taking all the gold for herself.
Isn't that obvious? I will split the gold evenly among the siblings.
Ah.
No way! I found it. Because we solved the riddle of the epitaph. So this gold is all mine. I won't give it up to anyone. I am the head of the Ushinomiya family. I am.
The witch inside Ava claimed exclusive possession in a loud voice. Of course, that didn't reach even close to Rose's ears, and it probably didn't reach Ava's either.
Indeed. I shall acknowledge it. You are the true head of the Ushinomiya family, chosen by the witch's epitaph. Now, I acknowledge it upon my name. You are... That outfit... You couldn't... actually be... Beatrice?
Is middle school Rosa about to appear in the fucking metaphysical tea room and Battler's just gonna have a whole nother thing to deal with? Like, no, that's just a random middle schooler you found somewhere. Why do you have a middle schooler with you, Beatrice, huh? Maybe Beatrice was happy that Ava had called her by her own name. She cackled cheerfully. In concert with that laugh, gold butterflies crept up as though a storm of gold dust was spinning around the room. And the room shone the color of gold.
Indeed, I am the Golden Witch, Beatrice. There's no need to be so frightened. I am praising your exploits. Truly excellent. Imagine that you would spectacularly solve that riddle of the epitaph. It is worthy of my admiration. You're the one who sent that letter? So I'll inherit all of the gold in the Ushinomiya family headship, right? You wrote that in your letter. And I overcame that challenge.
Beatrice, be so careful. You do not want to antagonize a middle schooler. You'd be fucked. You're screwed if you do that. They're so mean.
They're so mean. They're so angry and they're so mean.
They're so rightfully angry. They're going through some of the worst parts of their life.
Yeah.
Middle school is awful. Don't give her a reason to take it out on you.
At least my parents, at least my father, always told me that school is the best time of your life.
God, your father would say that.
It's not getting much better if that's the best time of my life.
Yeah, if that was the peak, I'm fucked.
But to be fair, maybe it kind of was the best part of my life.
Definitely wasn't mine. I dropped out.
Hmm?
It definitely wasn't the best part of mine. I dropped out.
Yeah. I'm not going to get too much into how doomed I am. Indeed, I shall acknowledge it. Right now, all of the gold piled up here, and everything of the Yoshiromiya family, is for you to do with as you please. After all, from this moment on, you are already the Yoshiromiya family head.
Oh god, is middle school fucking Ava about to become the game master of all the murders? Oh fuck!
Really? It's true, right? Right? Do not be agitated. I am openly praising you. As proof, I shall grant you this.
Beatrice took a ring off of her own finger and held it out to Ava. She fearfully accepted it and realized that it was a ring.
Could this be? Indeed. This golden ring is proof of the Ushiromiya family headship, returned to me from Kinzo. From now on, it is yours. You may place it on your finger and hold it high before your siblings. No one should doubt that you have now succeeded the Ushiromiya family headship.
Ava stared closely at the ring. It certainly wasn't a fake. Without a doubt, it was the real thing. She dreamed of receiving this ring someday. Focused on this day over and over again, and it was now finally a certainty. This ring has now designated her as the head, and had been handed over to her. And, timidly, she put it on the middle finger of her left hand. In that instant, she felt a deep emotion welling up inside her that she'd never felt before. Her mind grew blank. Both eyes were opened. That ring was on her own finger. Not in her dream, but in reality.
That ring is also pleased. After all, it managed to reach you, one who dreamed of putting it on their finger for so long. The ring. Father's ring. How many nights have you dreamed of putting that on your finger as you have done now? The strength of those feelings became your magic and materialized itself. Now you are worthy of calling yourself a great witch. Who are you? Are you really Beatrice? I am the Golden Witch, Beatrice, the Ushiromiya family alchemist. In accordance with my contract with Kinzo, I will now pass everything on to you. All of the gold I entrusted Kinzo with, and all of the wealth he built up through that, and the honor and the headship of the Ushiromiya family. And I will pass on my power and the title of the Endless Witch.
Fuck it, alright, didn't know that was part of it.
Title of the Witch. And the titles of the Golden Witch and the Endless Witch. Following my predecessor's example, I will I'll pass on all of my magical power and the titles of the Golden Witch and the Endless Witch. Following my predecessor's example, I will hand over my name, Beatrice, along with that title. You may now call yourself by that name.
Talk about calling me by your name. Ava gulped. The chandelier light, which had seemed dim, now felt too bright.
By my name, I shall now commence the succession of the Golden Witch.
What the fuck? The instant Beatrice made that proclamation, everything was buried by a golden sparkle, and changed into a majestic place that looked like an audience hall. In the audience hall, there was a crowd of Beatrice's minions and brethren, and Battler was there too. God, I wish. As well as countless gold butterflies celebrating this first succession ceremony in 1,000 years. When she looked, she saw Beatrice in the throne that only the Endless Witch was permitted to sit in, holding a golden staff, reigning with a dazzling dignity. Without being ordered by anyone, Ava automatically kneeled, hanging her head. A goat attendant respectfully handed Beatrice a golden staff in the shape of the one-winged eagle. After Beatrice stood up and received that staff, she laid the tip of it on Ava's shoulder and spoke. It was a proclamation 1,000 years in coming.
Ushiromiya Ava, you have spectacularly solved the riddle of the witch's epitaph and reached the Golden Land. I praise that accomplishment. And hand over all of the Endless Witch, all of the Endless Magic, as well as the titles of the Golden Witch and the Endless Witch. From this point forth, you may call yourself by my name, Beatrice. Eva Beatrice solved the riddle of the witch's epitaph and was welcomed as the new Endless Witch. She was gifted with an aptitude for magic and expected to grow into an extraordinary great witch. This genius of a witch often overindulged in her own power during her younger days. Such are the trials only geniuses must endure, and if she proves successful, her name will surely be engraved in the history of the Endless Witches. Will she be able to overcome the trials that forced her predecessor to surrender? Come, raise your face. Then stand and accept this staff. I am most grateful.
Like she's a goddamn mech in Evangelion. This is Ava Unit Beatrice.
Yes, she was named after the hit anime Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Asa stood up.
Kinzo was a huge fan.
That would be hilarious, but no, that's how it's Ava, capital EVA. Like they're all capitalized, and then whatever it is, that's how they do it in Evangelion. Ava stood up dizzily and took the magic staff from Beatrice's hands. Her hand was trembling slightly. Where's my boy Battler gonna get in on this? As soon as she grasped that staff, she was wrapped up in the brilliant sparkle of gold. Beatrice says to Ava, "By the way, I was torturing Battler. I'll leave that to you as well. Have fun."
No, that's always her job.
As though gold butterflies were flowing out from inside of her, In the instant she succeeded the Golden Witch, Ava felt something in the depths of her soul be reborn. To describe it in a word, it was energy. Energy with a gold color. It felt like she was waking up to ash and dust. She wiped her brow and sweats her rust. Sorry. As though she had been half asleep ever since she had been born and was opening her eyes for the first time. It felt as though her true eyes inside her eyes were open for the first time in her life. That is a fit, I'll say that. Where's my guy Battler?
He wasn't invited.
And only four of the stakes were invited.
Indeed. A fitting and beautiful outfit for the Golden Witch. Come, you may show yourself to all of these people. Let them know that the new witch is indeed you.
Ava, no, the new Beatrice turned around timidly. When she did, the witch's minions, which filled the vast audience hall, honored her with an applause that sounded like the roaring of the sea.
Come, everyone. Replace all of the portraits of Beatrice with the new Beatrice. Lift up words of celebration for the new Beatrice. New Beatrice, congratulations on the succession of the Golden Witch. I hope that you will become able to stand on your own as a proud Golden Witch, and as the Endless Witch. Yes, I'll do my best. I expect a composure befitting the Endless Witch from you, unlike your naughty predecessor. Teacher, we're in the middle of a serious ceremony, so please, enough of that.
Congratulations on the succession of the Golden Witch, new Beatrice Sama. I am called Renove. I am one of the 72 demons permitted to serve the Golden Witch. If you are ever inconvenienced in the slightest, please let me know at once.
Thank you. Renove is rude, but reliable. If anything confuses you in your new days as a witch, speak to this man, and he should be able to help you.
Predecessor Beatrice-sama. It is a shame that I was not permitted to serve you further, even though we have finally been reunited like this. These last thousand years have been very entertaining for me. You have my deepest gratitude.
Indeed. 1,000 years with you wasn't boring. Please, take care of the new witch.
Yes, I, Renove, will obey the final order of the former Beatrice. You better thank me, okay? I gave my signature to recommend you for the succession of the witch, got it? In other words, if I hadn't signed, you wouldn't be able to become a witch. So thank me a little, okay? I do voice Lambda Delta, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't voiced her in a while, so I forgot.
This is the Witch of Certainty, Lady Lambda Delta. The recommendation of a witch from the Senate was required for your succession as an Endless Witch.
God, there's a Senate?
Lady Lambda Delta recommended you and became your guardian. Thank you.
Hey, Beato! This kid isn't grateful enough! I think I'll take back that recommendation!
person making these recommendations shouldn't act like a child, right? If you've signed, make sure you take responsibility. Lady Lambda Delta is also the Witch of Certainty. The Witch of Certainty prefers to make fate firm, to create a fate of certainty. She really liked and highly valued your efforts until today.
Well, you had that unfortunate childhood, all that unrewarded effort. I can sympathize just a bit with that. It's not like I felt sorry for you or anything, so don't be so full of yourself. Soon. Okay, just really on top. Really.
From my point of view, your succession, well, it was more of a coincidence than a miracle. It isn't worthy of my recommendation.
Damn, Berncastle.
This is Lady Berncastle. She's quite hard to please. Still, you could say that just having her participate in the celebration makes you exceedingly lucky. I only came because this is a rare, once-in-a-millennium event. And I heard there'd be some good sake.
New Beatrix or something. Oh my god, that just came out. Please come greet us as well.
Huh? Oh, I'm pleased to meet you.
The 7 sisters of Purgatory were gathered in a line. The eldest sister, Lucifer, took a step forward and kneeled.
This is furniture that serves me. As a gift to celebrate your inheritance, I will send them to you. Once you succeed the position of Golden Witch, you will need to carry out the resurrection ceremony for yourself. The 7 Sisters of Purgatory perform an essential role in that ceremony. They're a villainous bunch, but they serve their purpose. Have them do whatever you wish.
No shot is Beatrice having Ava kill her family. We will always be by Beatrice Sama's side. Please order us to do anything you desire. We'll accomplish our tasks without fail. Is my guy Battler not going to come up? Even after that, many nobles and minions visited and offered words of congratulation for the new witch. As she responded to them confusedly, she felt as though she was growing lightheaded due to a lack of oxygen. She couldn't tell if this was something real or unreal, but there was just one thing she could understand. A feeling of achievement at being permitted to call herself the Golden Witch. That alone was a truth she could definitely understand.
New portrait just dropped.
What the fuck is all of this? Of course I'm not gonna swallow the story, but what the fuck does it mean? Aunt Ava is the new Beatrice? Are you thinking she's turned into a witch? What the hell?
I was also surprised to think that someone would be able to solve that riddle. However, that is the rule. I must follow it, and pass on the position of Golden Witch, and my name.
It is hardly something to be surprised about. At the very beginning, you wrote that rule in a letter and announced it. Ava-sama was simply the first to be successful. That is all there is to say. Virginia, are you there?
Yes, here I am.
What does this farce mean? Even if the depiction of strange witches showing up one after another is some of her bullshit, isn't this almost like Aunt Ava turned into a witch?
Calm yourself. She has simply received the title of Endless Witch, and might call herself that in the future. The succession ceremony is certainly nothing more than an act to promote that child's explanation. Don't fall for the same move over and over again.
That's right. The whole grand ceremony was all phony. But it's less of it's at least a fact that Aunt Ava solved the riddle of the epitaph. And at the same time, that means she succeeded the Ushinomiya family headship. And after getting 10 tons of gold, Aunt Ava may as well call herself the Golden Witch. Is that it? Damn, it's as complicated as ever.
My. Is a boorish human unable to comprehend the grandeur of the ceremony? Oh well. Being unable to read between the lines is what makes you human. Whoa.
Sorry, I had to mess with a few settings. If I sound a bit quieter, that's because I realized that my mic volume was up way high. So I'm sorry about that.
I pity you, but I do not blame you.
Damn it. Don't look at me like you feel sorry for me. Still, for the time being, there's something I need to check. And that's regarding this younger version of Aunt Ava. In other words, the definition of this new Beatrice. What is that?
Bro loves saying in other words. He says that a lot. Not Battler, like the writer.
Yeah. It's a good way, it's a good segue.
Mm-hmm. Even if I tell you of it, you will just persist in your disbelief in magic and witches, correct? So there's nothing in particular for me to explain. Feel free to believe in whatever it seems to be to you.
It seems so weird to me. Then how should I interpret this? For now, it might not hurt to view it as a visualization of a separate entity inside Ushinomiya Eva.
Of course, you cannot blindly accept that answer, but it is probably a reasonable theory to hold for the time being.
In other words, I think I should think of Aunt Ava and her as the same person, right? Damn, I don't like where this is going.
In any case, from now on, my name is no longer Beatrice. I have passed on to Shiromiya Eva. Which means that I am nameless. Battler, don't you have some name that'd be fitting for me? I shall accept your recommendation. How about a name that's refined, full of elegance, and a little cute, too, if you can?
Come on, Battler. Fuck her up. Come on, dude. You got this. Aw. Just Beato's good enough for you. There's probably a big enough difference between Beato and Beatrice to keep people from getting confused. As maybe if there was people seeing the story from like a third-person perspective, maybe.
So the same old Beato, is it? It doesn't feel wrong, but it's boring for some reason.
They say the temperature of black tea in a woman's heart are difficult to gauge in any era.
Battler-kun, at any rate, stay calm from this point onwards. The fact that we can now tell her and Ushiromiya Eva apart works to our advantage. Compared to that time when that child was still Beatrice.
You know that meme where it's a woman holding a fully grown man and doing like the I'm watching you motion to another person?
Yeah?
That, but Beato's the other person, and Battler's in Virgilia's arms.
Yeah, that's very true in many such cases.
And that's exactly why I like it even less. What's she thinking? Of Beato. Over there, the witches formed a long line to bless Aunt Ava. I want Ava, Beatrice, and Valor to interact. I'd want that to happen so bad. Who had the figure of her younger days and who now possessed the name Beatrice. It was like a witch's coronation. The countless gold butterflies flapped their wings, directing this fantastical gold sparkling space. They were all praising her. As I stared from the distance, I looked at the newly born Beatrice, who had a slightly embarrassed smile on her face. Her expression, which had been lost and confused at first, seemed to be full of the happiness that she was finally starting to recognize. That expression didn't look at all like someone laughing insanely while standing before the gold. There was just the innocence of a person basking in their own joy. As a person who denied the existence of witches, I couldn't view this witch succession ceremony with a joyful expression and accept her. However, when I looked at that innocent smile, I felt like I wanted to offer my blessings, just for that moment. It's always beautiful when strong efforts bear fruits and are rewarded. Aunt Ava, who had always yearned to succeed the headship, and who had worked hard since her youth without reward, had spectacularly taken hold of the chance given to her by the riddle of the epitaph, and had finally gained that position. How divine is the smile of a person whose childhood dreams have been granted. I definitely won't accept witches. But Battler put his hands together, making a small sound. It didn't reach her ears, but it did bless her. Congratulations, Aunt Ava. You spectacularly solved the riddle of the epitaph before anyone else. It's your victory without any complaints. I won't accept all that about the Golden Witch and so on, but I will accept you as the new head of the Ushomiya family. And I'll celebrate that sincerely. As though urged on by Battler's applause, Beato also clapped. It was a slightly odd scene. Battler and Beato, who opposed each other, were standing side by side and applauding the same person. I'm not applauding for a witch. I'm clapping for all of Aunt Ava's efforts up until now.
As am I. I offer my sincere applause as a blessing to Ava, who spectacularly solved that epitaph.
I don't like applauding with you. But, well, I've decided that I won't worry about it now. Divine punishment won't fall on me just because I clap with you every once in a while.
It's not so bad every once in a while. Still, it is fun to applaud. Even though it was Ava who was successful and not me for some reason, I'm starting to feel happy too.
Just because blessing someone means the same thing as sympathizing and sharing with them.
I see. Then, I have even shared this irrational happy feeling with you. Since we are a pair of enemies trying to make each other surrender, it is an odd experience.
Well, just for now, let's have a truce and clap, okay? So, like, are we about to kiss, or... Beato laughed impishly, playing around and applauding even louder, as though eagerly trying not to lose to Battler as she clapped. Battler went along with her and clapped even louder. When he did, As though some ceremony had ended, everyone applauded and highly praised the reborn Beatrice. It was just as though Battler's and Beato's applaud had been the final thing needed for her succession. God, I so badly want Ava, Beatrice, and Battler to interact. I want to see how I want to see how that works. Anyway, that is where we're gonna end it today. Once it does the whole transition thing.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. Come on. Alright. Oh god, it's acting so slow. Oh god, why is it slowing down so much? Alright. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Umineko. That was fucking wild.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that.
This is a very fun episode, though.
It is. It's a fun episode so far. Um,
And technically, we've kind of been introduced to a new building, haven't we?
yeah, the fucking basement. Because apparently there's the basement now. Um, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll join us next time. Bye for now.